Alright, I never did a recap video from my last camping trip, which was winter camping. And I'm super excited because we're going on our second camping trip of the season. So this trip is actually going to be colder than the last time. If you can remember, I was nervous about the last trip. It was going to be the coldest we ever camped in, and this is going to be a step further. So because my battery ran out on my phone, I never had a chance to really do a recap. And did I survive the night? Was I warm with all of my gear, as you see here? So I'm just going to give a recap of some of the items that I did not bring on that trip, and go over what I got and what I'm going to take to make sure I'm warm on this trip. So all in all, I did stay warm on that trip. A couple of mistakes I did make. If you remember from last time, I only brought these thin gloves and Ceres gloves, and I also had a pair of North Face, which didn't make it back because I got a little too close to the fire drying out. But these Ceres gloves were the only ones I brought, and my hands were cold. And like an idiot, I own these, the Outdoor Research LT gloves. They have a removable liner in here, so you can remove this liner, just Velcros out, and your hands can stay warm in this with a nice waterproof liner in here with fleece, and then the real thick outer shell here with a leather palm. These are really nice gloves. So I would have stayed a lot warmer if I would have had these. So they're definitely going on this trip, since right now, tonight, it's about 16 degrees out. Tomorrow it's going to be about the same, and then maybe dip a little bit lower. Who knows about the wind up on the Appalachian Trail. My hat, I had this hat here, the Mountain Hardwear hat. On my last trip, it was warm enough, but I got an extra one from a buddy, and I did some research and found that Outdoor Research, actually, no pun intended, made this really nice hat that came down over your ears. And like I said, I am bald, so this is a really nice hat. It's got a zip out face liner too. So I'm going to bring this along. This new hat I just ordered up for this trip, so to keep my head warm at night and during the day. So that'll be a big plus. The other thing that didn't work out was my 3-season Merrell boots. I love those boots. I have the Outbound mid, and I think I'm saying this right, the Norshund Alpha boot. These things I just ordered. They look awesome. They feel great when I put them on. I already got my laces done up the right way. And they have a removable liner. That'll be key. So when I can throw those into my sleeping bag at night. These things are supposed to go down to minus 40 degrees. So they're a true winter hiking boot versus just my 3-season, which my feet were a little bit cold on that trip. They had to be really close to the fire. And I hate doing that because last thing I want to do is melt the bottom of the boot. So this is going to be key for this trip here, especially since we're getting some snow tonight, and I did see there's some snow up on the trail. Some of the guys were scouting it out and setting up where we're going to be yesterday. The layers I had last time, I actually didn't use them all. All I used was my base layer, my Carhartt flannel, and then my soft shell, and that's all I really needed. I was quite surprised. I did have, I guess better safe than sorry, I did have my, Under Armour. I had my a thin pair of long johns on, but I didn't need my other pair of Under Armour even for the night. And I was warm, so I'm taking them along again because it's going to be a little bit colder. Who knows about the wind? We'll see what happens. I will give big props to the REI fleece line hiking pants. These things are great. You can't beat them. These things were just wonderful, and the whole trip, they were rugged. They, were water resistant. I was in the snow all day. I did have gaiters, as you can see here. I'm taking them again, but they were just great all day. Just no problems with them. They were very comfortable to hike around in, set up the campsite. And over here, you can see, I actually didn't show this last time, but I ended up taking it. This is the First Descent from Eddie Bauer. It's a down sweater. It's a jacket. You just have to be careful with it around the fire because this outer material will melt. We had a friend that had that problem with a different jacket. But it folds up into the pocket, actually right here, and you turn this inside out, and this entire jacket goes into a nice small square. It's very lightweight. It's not going to be much for me to throw that into my backpack, and I'm pretty much going to guarantee I'm going to need that on this trip. So I'm really excited. I was relatively warm in the last trip, especially at night. My sleeping bag, everything worked out great. Down to about, I think, the lowest we got to, it said about 17, but I think when we got back, we looked, it was like very low 20s. So it's going to be close. I think we're going to be a little bit colder on this trip, so I'm super excited about it. And I got the, additional gear, which I love, to keep me warm on this trip. So I'm going to do some additional videos on this one and give you guys updates along the way. All right, hope you enjoy. Bye.